Last week I went to the Curry Mile in Manchester for a curry, but there were a few of you saying that there's somewhere better than the Curry Mile, and that place is the Balti Triangle in Birmingham. So that's exactly where I'm going to be heading today. As usual, I'm going there and back in the same day, but my form of transport is going to be a little bit different today. See if you can guess what it's going to be. So that is right, I'm going to be travelling by coach, and I'll let you know a little later on why that is, but first we need to get on the coach. So I am on the 7:45 bus to Birmingham, which gets in at about 11 AM.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, and I've made it on the bus. Let's head to Birmingham.
Welcome on board this National Express service. Your safety is our #1 priority, so please listen carefully to the following messages to help keep you and your driver safe during travel. Under UK law, you must wear your seatbelt whenever you are seated. Please note that children under 14 are not permitted to sit in the seat next to the emergency exit at the rear of the vehicle. An assisted travel seat is available at the front of the coach. Priority is given to wheelchairs, and fire extinguishers are fitted on this coach and clearly marked. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, emergency exits are located at the front and rear. Additional emergency exits are also available at marked windows.
Thanks. And I've arrived in Birmingham. Time now is about 11. It's going to take me about 40-45 minutes to walk to the Balti Triangle, which is not too bad because most places open around 12. So let's start heading over there. So the Balti Triangle is a bit like the Curry Mile, where every shop is either Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi or Middle Eastern. But unlike the Curry Mile, where it's all on one street, in the Balti Triangle it's in a whole area, although I don't think it's triangular shaped. When I Google it, it looks more like a square. It doesn't seem like many people walk to the Balti Triangle from the city centre. In fact, it kind of looks like I'm the only one doing this trip. I think that might be because some of the areas that I've walked past look a little dodgy. You know what? I think I may have arrived at the Balti Triangle, Highgate Road. I think this is one of the corners. Let's head in a little further and see if we can find a nice place that does a good Balti. So it looks like this place is one of the most popular and best places to have a Balti in the Balti Triangle, Shababs. It's undergoing a bit of construction at the moment, but let's cross the road, head in and see what it's like. And I've made it in. I've got myself a nice seat by the window. Let's check out the menu. So the menu here is pretty interesting. It's printed on the table underneath this glass topping. You've got all the different dishes that you can order. It's a pretty large menu as well. I'm not really sure which one to go for. I might ask the waiter for a recommendation, but it all looks good. And so does the restaurant. So I arrived again just as they opened at about 12 o'clock, so I'm the first customer. It's a pretty nice place. Okay, so food ordered, and I also got myself a nice mango lassi drink, just like the curry mile. Cheers. Okay, so my meal has arrived. I got myself a lamb balti and a garlic naan. And check out the size of this. It's huge. Let me give you a close look. So have a look at that. So it actually also has big chunks of garlic baked inside it. I don't know if you can see that there. Really nice colour on the outside. Shimmering in the light with butter, I think, as well. And then this is the lamb balti. So I got the meat half on the bone, half off the bone, because the waiter recommended that on the bone it has more flavour. So that's the one that I got. But that looks amazing. Let's dig in. So first up, I think I'm going to try out the naan and rip a big piece off. Check that out. Have a look at that steaming thick naan. And I think you can see a bit of garlic sticking out of it as well. Great colour. A lot different to the curry mile naan that I got, which was thinner. But let's give this one a try and see what it's like. Okay, yeah, so this naan is a lot more bready and thick. And it has a nice chew to it as well. You can taste the butter flavour all over. Maybe just a slight hint of garlic. But I like it. Right, next up, let's go for the balti. I'm going to scoop up a bit of the sauce first and try that out. Here it is. Have a look at that. Lamb balti, really, really thick. It almost doesn't run. You can see the spices in there. Definitely some coriander. Let's go for a taste. Okay, so I'm not too familiar with baltis, but this one, it kind of has shredded lamb meat within the sauce. So it's not just pieces of meat and then the sauce separately. You have meat shredded within there. But the flavour's good, really spicy. You can taste the fragrance from the coriander. the fragrance of the lamb as well, and a meaty chew with a little bits of lamb in there. Okay, next up, I think we've had a little bit of a teaser of the lamb. We need to try an actual piece. Here it is. Check that out. You get big pieces, some off the bone, some on the bone. I think this one is off the bone. But you can see some good charring on the outside. A little bit of the sauce covering it too. Let's go for a bite. That is some great lamb. Let me give you a closer look at that. Check that out. You can see the strands of it there. The more you chew, the more flavour comes out. So you get that really nice fragrant lamb flavour. The spices as well, which give a bit of a kick to it. And definitely the coriander. This is some great lamb. I can't wait any longer. Let's dip some of the naan into the Balti sauce. Check that out. That looks like an amazing bite of food. I can't wait to try it, so let's do it. So that again is delicious. I mean, it's just such a perfect combo. The thick bread that's chewy and it soaks up the flavour and the oil of the Balti sauce. Then you get the coriander, the lamb, the spices, combined so well. And for the ultimate combo bite of this meal, I'm going to put everything on the naan. Here it goes. So with the sauce, the lovely lamb, spooned onto that really nice buttery garlic naan bread. Check that out. Let's go for a taste. And just for an extra bonus, we have the pieces of lamb on the bone. So you can see the meat just there and the bone on the side. And the waiter did tell me these are extra tasty. So let's try it out. You know, I don't think he was wrong. You get the flavour of the meat, some fatty, gelatinous fat in there, and the bone, the flavour, it all just comes through really well. And again, because it is a little spicy, the mango lassi helps to cool it down. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. What a great meal that was. So, shababs in the Balti Triangle in Birmingham. It's worth a try. Right, so time now is about 1:30. My coach out of Birmingham is at 3. So let's start heading back to the coach station. And I've made it back to the coach station. Time now is about 2:30. I'm just going to chill out before my bus comes. So,
Hello. Yep, that's all good, thank you.
thank you. And I've made it onto the coach. Let's head back to Leeds. I'll give you a breakdown of the cost I've spent today and give you my verdict on which one I preferred, the Balti Triangle or Curry Mile. And I've made it back to Leeds. Time now is about 7 p.m. The bus was delayed for about 45 minutes, so instead of arriving at 6:15, the bus arrived at 7 p.m. So I've been on that coach or bus for about 4 hours. Anyway, let me go through the costs that I've spent today. So the cost of the Lamb Balti meal with naan and mango lassi was £25, which I thought was pretty expensive. But then again, the naan bread was huge. The cost of the travel to and from Birmingham by coach was only £24, which was really cheap. Originally, I was going to do this trip by train, but when I saw the prices of a return train ticket, I was shocked and had to look for other methods. The cost of a return train journey to Birmingham from Leeds was £80, so 3 times more than the coach. How can the train be so expensive 3 times more? To put that into context, I can fly to Dublin and back from Leeds for less than £50 and have enough change left to buy a meal, head to the city and back to the airport for all under £80. You would have thought the most expensive form of travel would be plane, then train, then coach, but it's not. It's train, then plane, then coach. With coaches being that cheap, should they be my new form of transport for everywhere I go? So are there trains into Europe? So maybe London to Paris, London to Madrid, or even maybe Milan? If there is, should I get those coaches and try them out? Comment down below your thoughts. Anyway, back to the food. So which one did I prefer more? The Curry Mile in Manchester or the Balti Triangle in Birmingham? Now I know what you're going to say, they're different curries. I got a tikka masala in the Curry Mile, but it was a Lamb Balti in Birmingham. But I'm going to base this decision not just on the curry, but the atmosphere of the place. And I've made my decision. So I prefer the Curry Mile in Manchester. I think the atmosphere and the vibe is just a bit nicer there than the Balti Triangle. I'm not sure if it was that particular part of the Balti Triangle that I went to, but I just thought the Curry Mile in Manchester was a lot nicer. Comment down below again your thoughts. Okay, there's a lot of things to comment about there, so if you could leave at least a comment about one of the things I mentioned, that'd be great. And if you like the video, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you there.